everybody, so remember last year for season 5 of Mad Men, I did a predictions video and it's such a crappy video, but lo and behold, my replacement camera from Logitech has not come in yet and I am stuck doing this video on this camera because irony or karma or someone hates me. I don't know. Anyway, so to get to it, I'm going to do season 6 predictions for Mad Men, which is one of my favorite shows of all time, and I'm so glad it's back. So let's go! So at the end of season 5, we had Roger Sterling divorced. He got a divorce from Jane. And we have Joan, who's also divorced from Greg. He had already left. We all know at this point the likelihood that Joan's son is probably Roger's. And I think this season we're going to get some type of reconciliation between these two, or definitely more hooking up. So my first prediction is more hooking up between Roger and Joan, and he's definitely going to spend more time with her baby. Watch. Okay, so also last year we had Peggy leaving the agency and going with another agency because of Don's ridiculous behavior. While they were going through the whole Jaguar bid, he got really nasty to her, threw money in Peggy's face, and I think it was that point it pretty much sealed her fate of walking out that door. I think this season we're going to see Peggy and Sterling Cooper Draper Price go head to head on some new contracts, and I'm pretty sure that Peggy's gonna end up winning because she was one of the stars at Don's firm. So we're gonna see Peggy and Don go head to head, and I'm telling you, Peggy's going for the win. Got into a really nasty fight on the train last year, and he ended up hooking up with the girl from Gilmore Girls, and in real life, funny enough, they're actually getting married, but he ended up hooking up with her. He got in a fight with her husband on the train. When he goes home to the girl from Community, she ends up deciding that yes, you can get a place in the city because she literally thinks he's gotten into a car accident after a night of driving. I think this season what we're going to see is Pete Campbell go back to the city. He'll finally get his apartment, and I think we're going to see him get into more trouble when he's in the city. I'm also looking for kind of a reconciliation or some type of hookup between him and Peggy, because if you'll remember, ended up having a love child together, and that child, I believe, is being raised by Peggy's sister or Peggy's family, or is put up for adoption. Something happened, but she's not taking care of the child. The child is being raised by family, I believe. So look for a hookup or some type of reconciliation between Pete and Peggy. Alright, so with Megan Draper, I feel like this is one of the only roles she's going to be able to get is the commercial from Don Draper. I don't think it's going to make it any easier for her to land more roles, and I think she's going to start figuring that out. And I think she might even consider going back to work for the agency, because at least then she might really figure out that she could actually cast herself in a lot of the marketing stuff. Zaza Zoo. One of my favorite storylines from last year was Sally Draper. We saw her get her period, and we just saw the sweetness of that, because for girls, everyone remembers where you were when you first got your period and the whole anxiety and fear and OMG that follows. I think we're going to see her grow up even more this year. I think we're going to see, last year I predicted that she would get her first kiss. I think that's still coming this year. And I think we're going to see more of her with her friend slash potential boyfriend. I think that relationship will end up growing into more romantic. I think they're friends now because she's young. But I think he is going to end up being her first boyfriend. So last year with Betty Draper, we saw nice Betty towards the end. We saw a kinder Betty, especially the way she handled the whole Sally period situation. I think this year That storyline is done. Betty is not a nice person, and that's why we like her character. She works as a bitch. I'm sorry. I hate to admit it. When you think of a mother, you think of sugar and spice and everything nice. That ain't Betty Draper. I think we're gonna see the return of Betty Draper's bitchiness, and I think we're gonna see more fighting between her and her new husband, the congressman, the senator, the politician, is who he is. And I think she's still missing Dawn, and we're gonna see that play out just a little bit more. And last but not least, Don Draper. I think the question that we ended with last year is, will he cheat on Megan? I think the answer is no. I don't think he's going to cheat on Megan, but I don't think he's going to stay with her. You have a girl that wants to be an actress, who wants to travel, and then you have a man who wants a wife at home. It's just a recipe for disaster. I think if Megan does get another acting job and it takes her away, especially for long periods of time, that relationship is done, because then he may cheat, or he's just not gonna want a wife who's out all the time. He needs someone there. And I think the interesting thing with Dawn and Megan is you have a relationship of equals. She's a working woman, he's a working man, and she's independent. She stuck up for herself last year, saying, look, this is who I am. I want to be an actress. I'm going to get up and I'm going to go to work, and you're just going to have to deal with it. And I think one of the reasons why he even casted her in his play was because he wanted her to have a job in the same area as him. He didn't want her to have to leave the state. And also because he felt bad for her. Life is too short. Lane had just died. So he was still reeling from that. I think also we're going to see a lot more flashbacks of Lane and just how fragile life is. And also with the period setting, I think we're going to see Martin Luther King Jr., his assassination this year. If not this year, maybe next year, but I definitely think all that is coming. The problem with the promos for Mad Men is they don't give you any type of detail of, we didn't get to see anything that was upcoming. We just basically saw little snippets of them laughing and having fun, and we have no idea what's coming with Mad Men this year. So let me know if you watch Mad Men. If you don't, are you going to watch? All the seasons are on Netflix. If you do watch, let me know what you think is going to happen this year, or who's your favorite character. It's a really good show. It's incredibly written. And I hope you guys will tune in. Alright, you guys, to quote the greatest show on earth, live long and prosper. I'll see you guys later. Bye!